Folks, make sure you're sharing the stream. If you are able to share it, please do. We really appreciate that. Share it to your pool groups, your personal pages, all that jazz. And keep in mind, guys, Snookers Live is going to be moving to a more robust system that does not limit us from the things that Facebook does. So lots and lots of updates coming, and I cannot wait to unveil all of the details. We are very close to doing so, but you're going to hold on just a bit longer. So appreciate your patience, I really do, but I promise we will be happy. We have a lot of nice things coming for you. And with our new system, we will not be limited to just 4-hour broadcasts. We will not be limited by, no music in the background and things like that. But again, I got to wait to reveal all of the details because there are still a few particulars being worked out. Mike Giurleo has been really, really strong today. Mike usually comes out of the house for higher level events or just, basically even race tournaments. He likes to play in the Jaws tournaments or any of the local even race events that we have. He's able to execute pretty well. I'm not sure, but it almost looks like Mike is playing with a house cue. And I don't think that's a house cue. It might just be a very, very deceiving Sneaky Pete, hence the name Sneaky Pete. But it looks like he's playing with a house cue. Sweet Money down on the 3-ball. Let's see here. Why do they call him Sweet Money? Johnny Aguilar in the chat. Why do they call him Sweet Money? Well, I'll tell you what. If you're ever in a pool room and you smell sweet, sweet cash, it's probably this gentleman right here. Just saying. Very, very powerful player on the pool table. And he's got cash, man. He's got the cash. And you will see him named Sweet Money in every event that he participates in. So you see him at any event, you will see Sweet Money. John Sheehan. Mike, it's a Tim Scruggs Sneaky Pete. Well, I'll tell you what, that thing looks pretty sweet. I like it. We're referring, of course, to Mike Giurleo's Sneaky Pete that he's playing with in this match here. John Aguilar, what's his real name? Greg Winbush. Greg Winbush. Paul Lewis, maybe his C notes are dipped in honey. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, to be honest. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't doubt it. All right, Sweet Money looking to pocket the 6 in the side pocket. I'll tell you, Sweet Money's always very, very consistent. And to be honest, he doesn't really take those wild shots. You don't see that. He makes the ball or he misses the ball just like everybody, but he does not take flyers. He's bearing down, he enjoys the game, and he rolls. You know what I mean? So, I know we've been waiting very, very anxiously for someone to join us at some point in the day, and our dreams have just come true. we've got a bull in a china shop over here, and he's about to join us and talk a little bit. We've got Mr. 2.0, Michael Matthew. Mike, what's up?
How's it going?
Doing all right? Can we hear you?
Yeah.
Hey, there it is.
Test,
there it is.
test, yep.
There it is. So, Sweet Money taking down rack number 1. We got Sweet Money and Mike Giurleo. Great matchup here. Lots of pool players in the room. Mike, I know you couldn't make it for the morning to play in this event. I know that was a little disappointing. You're usually competing in any and everything you can get into. What do you think about the turnout and how everybody's making do? I mean, everybody working out?
I think that this is a good field, a lot of strong players. I'm kind of glad I didn't play in it because there's probably half the field plays better than I do.
Well, you got to remember this was a seeded chart, so you would play through your designated group before you would be mixing with some of the other skill levels. So.
Yeah, I had to work today,
I gotta like you there.
Yeah, hey, I made it out for the Winter Classic a couple weeks ago, so I didn't want to take off another Saturday. But no, this field is super strong. Yeah,
there's definitely a lot of good players in the room today. John Aguilar in the chat. He's 630 Fargo, decent player. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Who is, can you familiarize me with Sweet Money here? Because I was just speaking with someone and someone said
that's
that
who we were talking about there.
Very well, apparently.
Yeah, he's a great player. And, I got to say, that 630 Fargo rating, that might be a little under where I put him. I would say he's capable of beating any amateur player for sure. Like 100%, he could beat any amateur, but he performs well. He doesn't really do, we were saying that he doesn't really take those flyer shots. He's just very, very calm and consistent. He's got this funny thing that he does when he shoots a shot where he kind of lifts his head up and he stands up as he shoots it. But, I mean, it just works perfectly for him. It really doesn't change much of his execution, but he's been around for a long time. He's got the cash. He's not afraid to put it on the line. And they call him Sweet Money.
For a reason, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely for a reason.
Is he from New York?
I'm not sure where exactly he's from, but he comes to some of the events around here. I think he's mostly around the Malden area these days, Malden, Massachusetts these days. But he's been around quite a bit. If there's an amateur tournament and you see that guy playing, bet on him. I'll tell you that. I mean, if his name's Sweet Money, you should be betting on him anyway. But definitely wager something on this man. Jack Snyder, Mike will beat him. Mike will beat most people in the world, and I assume you were referring to that Mike, but
Mike DeShane.
No, he's actually talking about Mike Giurleo right here, and I don't doubt
really?
Mike Giurleo. I really don't.
I did not even realize that. But Mike DeShane probably. Did Mike DeShane just beat Phil 7-0?
He did.
Heard?
Yeah.
Was on the stream table?
Phil, no, it wasn't on the stream table. It was one table over. We were trying to get that one over here, but just couldn't make it happen.
Apparently, Phil told me he only had one shot.
Yeah, he didn't really have much of a shot there. I mean, he had a couple of turns at the table. They weren't great looks at the balls, and I mean, when you're playing somebody like Mike DeShane, I mean, you really just got to win every single time you go to the table. You got to win.
When you're playing someone like Mike DeShane, it's one of the most important factors of the match, actually.
What's that?
Winning the lag or the coin flip.
Oh, yeah, that's significant for sure.
I remember at a tournament back at Yale Billiards, Ryan Cullen was playing them, and I was joking with Ryan before the match. I'm like, dude, just win the coin flip. That's it. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, win the coin flip and get on the horse. Yeah.
Ryan lost the coin flip, and Mike DeShane started with a 3-pack and missed an open 5-ball for the 4-pack and saved Ryan on the miss. And
wait, who was he playing? Ryan who?
Ryan Cullen.
Oh yeah, Ryan's a great player. He's from the Yale Billiards faction over there.
And then so after the match, I said, Ryan, I told you got to win the coin flip, man. Come on.
But talking about the two guys we got here at the table, I see some of the guys in the chat there. Sweet is local, plays out of Masons. Yep, that's over in Malden and Malden, Mass. And Mike Giurleo, I'm not sure his exact location, but I know that Mike is a very capable player as well. So we definitely have a good matchup here. Folks, make sure you are sharing the stream. We want to make sure we get our numbers up there. We want to see as many people watching this as possible. Want everyone to see the action going on here.
Whew, that drive is kind of brutal up here.
Say again?
So the drive is kind of brutal up here.
Oh yeah, you came right from there, but you had to work today. Is that what? Yeah. So I mean, yeah, day of work and taking a drive after that. You know, it's never easy doing something like that. But
a couple of wrong turns here at the end.
Yeah. I'm sure that didn't. I'm sure that didn't help. Yeah. Sure that didn't help. So Sweet Money just figuring out what he's going to do here. You know, he's a very calculated player. He doesn't, like I said earlier, he doesn't take those flyer shots. He's got a plan.
So you don't think he's going to go for the pocket here?
It's not that he might not go for it. It's that he's got a plan if he does.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and you see what's going on there.
I don't think he wants to make this ball.
No, he doesn't want to make it. I don't think he wanted to hang it either. But he is, nonetheless, going to leave Mike Giurleo a very makeable 2-ball. But not really sure what he's going to plan for this 3-ball. Now, he can come off of that rail where the 2-ball is and then into the bottom rail, that short rail there, and try to contact into them there and maybe develop something more beneficial. But it's still not a walk in the park. It's not an easy shot here. I do see him maybe contacting, coming 2 rails into it. But I'm not sure. He's got to hit it just right to make something really happen there. But Mike is definitely capable here.
I was going to say he could play a stop shot and he can play a good safe here. I wish if he had more angle, like if the 2-ball's closer to the pocket, it'd be a little easier because you can just kind of bank the 3 up and glue him.
Yeah, I actually think he
might still do that. No,
he looks like he's trying to attack the shot, but I definitely think that the defense is the option here. Yeah, nicely done right there. Just rolling it, bag safe right there.
Well, he can't go to the left side of the 8, so he's gonna have to.
Yeah, I see him. I see him going. I think he's going with the jump cue here. He's placed his cue down.
Can you use jump cues in this?
You can.
Full cue? So
you can use anything you got.
Any variation of a jump cue.
Yeah, I mean, you want to use your toothbrush to jump over a ball. Go right ahead. But
Sweet Money can probably do that.
I would say so, and then that would actually be a 24-karat gold solid toothbrush, obviously.
I think he's going to get good off of this. Yeah.
And he got fantastic. That's why the money is sweet.
Huh. It all makes sense now.
Andy Gow, eating popcorn, watching pool, life is good. Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
Bobby Hilton in the chat.
Bobby Hilton just jumped in. What's up, bro? We got 2.0 in the booth with us right here.
I don't even think I told him I was coming up here.
Huh. Well, guess what? He's last to know.
Yeah. Ooh, there's a lot of people in this room right now. I like it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I love the eyes on the tables. I really just love people watching pool.
What was
just eyeing the games.
Yeah.
It really changes the stakes.
What was the final count here, player-wise?
I'm not sure what the exact number was. It was just over 70 players. Not quite 80, but I think it was like 71, 73, something in that range. But definitely a strong turnout. I'm happy with that. But I definitely anticipate future Liscotti Memorials to be in the 100-player range. I think there was just a little bit of an odd forecast as far as what the pool scene was doing this weekend. There's a lot of local qualifiers for players in their leagues and things like that, and just a lot of oddball things. Some funky vacation times with like 6 different people that you knew were going to come here, and they usually come with another player and things like that. It's just an odd weekend as far as that goes, but I do anticipate a lot larger of a turnout going forward.
Also, just to point out that 70 players, again, of course, is a good turnout. However, the 70 players on this field are really strong. Like, it's a strong.
Oh yeah, at all skill levels for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think anybody has
Yeah, we've really got a combination of you know, some of the best players in the area at all of the skill levels. I mean, anybody that plays pool is pretty much here. There's a couple of faces that I would have liked to have seen here, but again, some of those situations are just unavoidable. You know, work stuff or family stuff, and those things are always going to come before pool in any case.
Yep.
100%. Again, I really like how Sweet Money is just very steady on his shots. And again, it's odd the way that he does that kind of stand-up thing as he executes. He kind of stands up and looks at it. He's like, hey, there it goes, right in the hole.
I like
and
how
you're gonna
composed
see
he
him
is.
execute that here. You're gonna see he stands up just a bit when he fires here.
I haven't noticed that.
Very noticeable.
Yeah,
so
he
he
does.
stands up just a bit. Wow. Missed that shot. And perhaps that was due to his mechanics there of the stand-up. But usually that does not come into play for him. I mean, usually that's just how it happens. But very noticeable. He always does that. For the years that I've seen him competing, he's always been in that predicament. He always does that.
I don't want to be that guy, but me and Tim Levine had a joke when we were streaming out here last weekend. That is the death pocket right there. That
Yeah,
pocket
no, the
spits
pocket
out
of
a
doom
lot
is what
of
it was.
balls.
Yeah,
was that what we called
the
it?
pocket of doom.
Pocket of doom. Okay, you're
Yeah.
right. You remember better than I do, and I was the one that made the joke. But you know, I think
Look out for that
well.
side pocket.
Ooh.
Is that serious?
Wow.
Wow, that is riding on the edge. That almost scratched directly into the side.
This is not an easy shot here. By
No.
any means. This is brutal.
I'm hoping he doesn't have that that rail in his way. Looks like it might be.
It looks like it, but I think he has it. It's not an easy shot then for position. You play it hard, and oh wow, yeah. Oh.
You play the speed right, but that cue ball's tracking straight to the corner pocket.
I don't think it's not.
And it
scratch.
might hang,
Yep.
and it does hang. Now he might have the corner
I think
of
he does. I think he does.
the pocket in his way.
Based on Mike's facial reaction, there he might have the corner.
Now I'll tell you what. If I was comfortable with this shot, I might actually just masse just a hair. You know, you play the bottom inside English there, and it actually goes right around the corner of that pocket, taking it out of the equation.
And if you hit it there, there's a good chance you get a good leave out of it. But it looks like he can see it.
Yeah, it looks like he can see it. Yeah, I don't
Just
think it's in the way.
Watch out for the side here. Watch out for the side pocket scratch. It might be going right.
Yeah, you don't want to go cross corner scratch.
Oh, he's just gonna roll that in. I thought it was much thinner of a cut than that. It looked
Yeah.
like to me.
I'll tell you what, as I mentioned earlier, he's a very, very controlled player. Not going to see him whack it too much. He doesn't really hit the ball too hard. And there you see his head coming up as he pockets that 9 ball.
That is an interesting, but hey.
We got Sweet Money going up 2-0. Yeah, I mean, sometimes things like that work for players where you wouldn't expect it to, and it just works. But again, there's things just like that if you hone to be perfect, that will increase your percentages. You know, that's really what pool is. I mean, you learn all of the things that encompass, you know, being a good player, a great player, and all of those things individually add up to I'm a great player. Like, you know, you might be able to run out wide open tables, but you have no idea how to play safe, or you have no idea how to kick at a ball, but you can clear a table, or you know, you might be good at kicking, good at safes, good at run out pool, but you can't break for anything, and you know, it might cause some issues for you going forward. All right, here we go. Sweet Money breaking in rack number 3. And he is leading 2-0. All right, here we go. Sweet Money breaking in rack number 4. I'm sorry, rack number 3. All right, and it looks like he did pocket a ball, but it was the 9 ball, so it's going to come back up.
I'll determine in a second. What is it?
It's Perry. They sponsored you.
So Sweet Money looking square at the one ball on the side. He makes the one ball sitting just above the two ball. He's got a decent angle to get on the three ball. Very decent angle to get over there. Just going to try to roll this one forward. He contacts the three ball. I'm not sure if he's going to be comfortable with this. However, he did play the three ball the way I anticipated, but what he's going to do with this four ball, I'm not sure. I was thinking that he was going to try to leave himself the bank shot, just stop shot, bank shot, to give him the five ball up in the corner. But he left himself a little bit more angle than he was looking for there. So I think he's maybe going to play safe, and that's exactly what he does. That is an experienced player shooting that shot right there. There was a lot of things to avoid for making that turn out bad, and he locked him pretty close on the eight ball. That was a good shot, very good shot. Nice execution on the kick from Mike Giurleo. I don't think he was anticipating making that ball, but he did nonetheless, and he is going to have to deal with that leave on the five. He does have a clear hit on it, but it doesn't really have a very easy pocket to go at here. And I guess you could play the carom on the eight ball. Still not an advisable shot. I think you're going to look to play defense here. But sometimes when you're in a match, there's really not some great defense to play. So sometimes you're going to have to you're just going to have to come with a good shot and be able to get into the match. Mike did play the carom on that. Very close. Unfortunately, it is a miss. Sweet Money just going to roll this one forward. Not going to get too cute with the position. He's just going to roll forward just a bit, leaving himself the six ball in the corner, just like that. Here we see that very noticeable stand-up as he follows through. Again, that's not really advisable for any player. However, it does seem to work for him very, very well. Here we go, eight ball in the corner. I'm not sure how he's going to do this. I would say he's going to go forward 2-3 rails for the side on the nine ball. Just gives you a lot of room to be in that line with your speed as far as the speed is concerned. Just gives you a lot of opportunities there. That's a favorable way to play that. All right, and Sweet Money taking another game, and he is up 3-0 over Mike Giurleo. This is a race to 7. This is a winner side match. Now keep in mind, the winner of this match has got to play one more match today. Then they will be coming back tomorrow. It looks like we've got a short player timeout. Sweet Money running to the restroom just to grab a. I think he's just grabbing a tissue from the side over here, actually. I don't think he actually went to the restroom. He just grabbed a napkin over there. So we will be continuing in just 1 second. And he is back. So here we got Thomas Hood. He plays with an awesome palmer. You can stand up you want with a cue like that. Yes. Aaron Beckner, is his Fargo listed as Sweet Money? Just curious. Actually, he does have a Fargo rating under Sweet Money. Jeff DeRosa, how can you beat a guy named Sweet Money? I love it. So smooth. What's up, Mike? Hey, Jeff. I mean, he's beatable for sure. I mean, lots of people have beat him in events and whatnot. But, yeah, he's a very consistent player. Very tough. Very, very tough to beat. All right, here we go. Sweet Money breaking in rack number 4. He's up 3-0 in this race to 7. Again, this is a winner side match. And I'm going to go ahead and say that Sweet Money is going to play this 2-9 carom here. He's going to try to thin the 2-ball. A little bit of bottom outside there, just to hold on to his cue ball, how he feels comfortable cueing that. He's going to contact the rail and make the 9-ball right in that corner pocket. I'm going to go ahead and say that's what he's going for here. He played that high. Play that with high English, top English. All right, we've got Jose Concepcion in the chat. Still at Snookers, out of the tournament. Had the honor of meeting Lance Lascada. Yeah, Lance is a great guy. We're here honoring his dad today and tomorrow with this event. Tom Hood, sorry I didn't make it down today, Mike. I'll catch up with you soon. I hope to see you soon too, Tom. We got some good stuff coming up for you, so don't stress, sir. We will be doing all kinds of good stuff in the New England area, so no worries, my friend. Plenty to see coming forward. Again, folks, make sure you're sharing the stream. I want to make sure that we get these matches out there, get it visible, let people see pool the way it should be seen. Live, and preferably at Snookers. See Mike taking his time approaching the shot here. He's looking to just roll this forward. And he adjusted that quite a bit. I didn't see him playing the cue in that way, but it looks like he's going to be faced with a combination, whether it be the 7-9 or the 7-8. And he's going to strictly base his decision on the ease of the combination, not because one of them is the 9. He's just going to say, which one am I going to make more than I'm going to miss? And that's the one he's going to play for. So, looks like he's made his decision. Let's see which way he goes. And he chose for the 7-9 combination. And again, this is not a called 9 event, so he is just going to get down and fire here. Looking to put a bead up. And he executes. Nice job. Nice shot, Mike Giurleo. And again, make sure you guys are checking out our sponsors. The East Coast Pool Tour and Ship to Cash have combined to help make this event possible here at Snookers. And the sponsors of our stream here, we've got Classic Signs, ClassicSignsRI.com. They can help you with any kind of graphic work, large printing, signs for your business, indoor, outdoor, vehicle wraps. All that custom vehicle wrapping is pretty cool. They can do all of that stuff for you. And also MD Promotions, the New England 9-Ball Series. That's Mark Dion and company, and they are firm supporters of the stream here. Mark puts on a good show. There's always a good turnout at the events. Definitely check him out. And also Checkered Flag Landscaping. Checkered Flag Landscaping. All of your landscaping needs in Rhode Island. Run by Ryan Lynham, another fantastic player. If you didn't know, now you know. Check him out. Outsville. That's Chris Renfro. And he has supported pool greatly in the New England area and beyond. But he has supplied us with these great racking templates that you see in use. And also Player Organized Pool, the POP system, run by Tom Peterson. And he's got some great things in his wheelhouse, let me tell you. He's got some great software. All right, Mike Giurleo pockets the wing ball. Is he going to get out of the cluster there? He makes it. And he's going to have a clear shot at the 1 ball. I will say that the angle he has here is okay. Ideally, he would like more angle to be able to get back underneath the 2 ball there. The 2 ball does not pass the 6 to the bottom corner where he is standing. However, it does pass to the top corner where he's going to be looking to make this 1 ball. So he's going to look to come off that top rail, come back underneath the 2 ball, and pocket it in the same hole. Got to look out for that 5 ball, and it gets in the way. Slight overstroke. That's what I was insinuating as far as the angle he had on the 1 ball. You know, he wanted to have just a little bit more of an angle to be able to manipulate it, and it's a tough shot to mess with at that angle. Really had to kind of play some inside English to avoid that 5 ball, and it just makes the shot a lot tougher to make. Well, it looks like we're going to have a kick shot coming up here. Looking like we're going to have a kick. And that is a swing and a miss. He moves around the furniture just a hair. Well, I'll tell you, getting on that 3 ball isn't really that simple with those balls there. I expect to see him just kind of draw it over to where that side pocket is right above the 7 and shoot it at the corner where he's standing right now. But changing the furniture around a bit did change the lay of the table a little. All right. So Sweet Money really just taking his time, making sure everything's in line, and he's going to be coming to execute. Look out for that 7 ball, and he controls that pretty well. I was just notified that on a neighboring table we have a winner side match. Lucas Werner and Mike Duchesne. They're playing on table number 8, which is right behind where we are. Right at Sweet Money's back. Right behind us here. And Sweet Money looking pretty comfortable out there, to be honest. He doesn't have too many issues here, and he's playing pretty comfy. That was a great shot there. He didn't have really the best angle to manipulate anything there, so it was really just a nice touch shot. Nice execution on the 6 ball. Now, here's his options here. He can play some outside English, try to hold the ball. And try to hold the ball up for the 9 ball on the side. Or he can let his stroke out and kind of come around the table a bit, but it looks like he's going to come across for the other side pocket there. And that's what he does. Sweet Money doesn't like to hit the ball too hard, and that's going to increase your percentages for sure. I'm looking to take it to 4 games. Sweet Money. 9 on the side, he executes. Nicely done. And we've got Sweet Money leading this match 4 games to 1. And this is a race to 7. This is a winner side match. Again, we're at the 14th annual Larry Lascotti Memorial 9-ball event. We're at Snookers in Providence, Rhode Island. We're having a great time. Lots of players in the room. Ms. Petroselli in the chat. Who won Baba Denjin? I don't know. I am not sure. Again, though, if you want to check on that player organized pool website, the bracket is viewable there, so you can go check that out there. I'm going to see if I can get that link and post it for you. If I can. Here it is. There you go. I posted the link in the chat for you. If you go to that link there, you will be able to view the live brackets of this event. And there it is. If you keep that open on a separate browser window, if you're on a desktop, you can just hit refresh. It will refresh for you. So Sweet Money really taking his time here, making sure he doesn't make any funky mistakes here. I think he's going to be back cutting the 1 into the 5. To be honest, I don't think he's actually going offense here. Maybe try to send the cue ball near the 9. He was definitely not trying to send the 1 ball near the 9. However, he did just that. Didn't leave like a clear combination or anything, but Mike does have an opportunity to make this 9 ball here. He can either elect to back cut the 1 ball into the 9, or he can choose to carom the cue ball off of the 1 ball and send it towards the 9 ball. I don't like either of those shots. Not saying those are bad options. I'm just saying I don't like to shoot either of those. Those are not favorable positions to be in. So. And he was going for the safe straight up, and he got there. Mike Giurleo locking up Sweet Money. Rich Minicello Junior in the chat. What's up, Rich? I wish you were able to participate this weekend, man. We really like having you around. I know it's tough, but if you're ever able to be involved in the game, please let me know. Sweet Money missing the kick on the one ball. Not by much, but he needed to have a lot more spin on that ball. The cue ball needed to be rotating a lot more than that to be able to carry over. All right, we got Mike Giurleo looking to complete this rack here. He's trailing just a hair. Nice execution there. Mike looking to put another one up. Taking his time, trying to focus here. Nicely executed. Want to stay above the 6 here. And he's on the rail. He can twist this to stay behind the 7. Don't really want to have to jack up, but he can play this in such a way that he can stay behind that 7 ball so he can pocket it in the same hole. Very soft outside English just to twist it in just a hair, like so. And the 8 ball does not pass the 9 ball, so he's going to be looking to either run into it or run into the 9 ball to stay underneath the 8 ball. Got to be very, very touchy here. Wow, he was able to hold that. That was a great shot. I didn't think he'd be able to do that with the speed of the rails here, but that was a great, great shot. Mike Giurleo looking to put another beat up. And he does. He does. See a little stutter there as he was following through on that shot. Mike Giurleo making another run. Going to 2 games. Still trailing by 2 games. However, in this winter break format, if you can break, pocket a ball, and leave that table open, you can really take it to your opponent. All right, Mike Giurleo breaking in rack number 7. Does not get the wing ball. So that's going to be a dry break. Really got to make that break work. If you're going to stay competitive in this game, need to have a working break, or at least know what to look for when you are breaking. You know, like if you break in your first rack, it doesn't break the way you're thinking. You got to focus on what that wing ball did. You know, when you're breaking 9-ball, if that wing ball didn't do as you were hoping, you got to look at, did it come long? Did it come short? How far off were you? And know how to adjust to make the desired result happen. You got to know how to do that. Also, another good piece of advice, if your opponent is breaking and it's working out great for him, there is no harm in trying to copy what they're doing. You can do exactly as they are doing. So if you see somebody making something work, do it. You can do it also. That is not a bad idea at all. All right, Mike Giurleo getting a shot at this 2-ball. I'm not sure how he's going to attack this. I mean, if he's looking to pocket it, I don't think you really want to just cut this. I think you maybe want to contact the bottom rail and spin it towards the 2-ball. I mean, that's a really thin cut. Yeah, he was playing safe there the whole time. Not advisable to try to play the offense there. Nice shot, Mike Giurleo. Come to the top view here. You can see just what Sweet Money has to work with here. Eric Barrios, any of the players from New York in this, Tony, Frankie, etc.? No, unfortunately, they were not at this event. I believe Tony actually had an event that he was doing up in the New York area. But I would say that if they were around, I would hope to see them at an event like this. But again, sometimes the forecast with pool is funny, and you know you can't really cover everything and make just that perfect weekend for every event. So you really got to pick and choose how to schedule those types of things. But nonetheless, we're having a great time. So Mike Giurleo comes out on top of that safe battle, and he's got a clear shot here. That was a very well executed cut shot right there. Very, very thin. Executed very well. Mike Giurleo looking pretty hot at the table right now. Looking to get comfortable. Just standing up, double checking his work real quick. And he elected to stay on that side of the 6-ball. I think that might have just been so he didn't have to overwork the cue ball, really. Really just need to just float this in there. Nothing too fancy with this. Nice speed. He's on the right side of the 7. He's just going to draw back. He's going to come over to the other side of the table so he can pocket the 8-ball. Not really too much to contend with. He should be all set this rack. He elected to just go across. You know, I don't mind that. He's got an angle. He didn't have to come up the table. He's got an angle. It's a makeable shot. And he misses the 8 ball, getting to the 9. Very unfortunate miss from Mike Giurleo. The Sweet Money does have to play some pace on this shot to make something happen. He's close to the rail. He's got a very steep angle there. I kind of see him playing this with some inside English, but you know, going forward, kind of like that idea. Coming 3 rails around, shoot the 9 right where he's standing. And that's what he elected to do. Is he going to get all the way down? He's not going to get all the way down, but he's got a very makeable shot for his caliber of play. And you see him just checking out his line of the ball to the pocket. Always advisable during a pre-shot routine. Always look at the line of the ball into the pocket. After you look at that, you stand behind your line as he's doing right here. Once everything lights up and looks good for you, you lay your cue onto the line, step into it, and execute just like this. Unfortunately, he missed that 9 ball. Mike Giurleo is going to get another shot at this. I'll tell you what, he's definitely happy about that. He feels like he gave the game back, missing that 8 ball. Sweet Money made the great shot on the 8 ball and then missed the 9 ball. So Mike Giurleo putting another beat up in our race to 7 here. It's 4-3. Mike Giurleo said, "I'm not done yet, man. I got a lot more playing to do." And while these players are racking, we're going to hear a quick word from our sponsor, Classic Signs.
Let Classic Signs help put your vehicle to work. Custom graphic design and professional installation technicians transform simple transportation into effective mobile advertising. You are losing money every day your name is not on a vehicle. Call us at Classic Signs today.
Again, that's ClassicSignsRI.com. Check them out. Lots of great stuff to offer you. And another large sponsor, MD Promotions, New England 9-Ball Series. That's next weekend, the 16th, at Straight Shooters, Fall River. Just a quick shot across the Braga Bridge. You can make it there, get over there. And Mike Giurleo is opting to use the standard rack. You know, it's funny. I don't think he's recognizing that someone probably just was tapping the 1 ball and there's a divot on the spot. And you know, if you put a ball into a divot, it's not gonna work out very well. It's gonna roll away from where you think it's gonna sit. You got to just be able to recognize that. You just move the rack just a hair, and you'll see when that ball is situated properly. And there he is, making sure it is all good. And it looks like he's going to be happy with that. I believe so. I believe he's happy with that. All right, and here he goes. Mike Giurleo breaking in rack number 8. This is a race to 7. Got a possible 13 games here. So we are halfway there. All right, he's going to come up dry. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, he came up dry there. Sweet Money getting a shot at this one ball here. Now, this is a shot that you can play confidently because you're going to roll it down to the corner, and you can kind of situate the cue ball behind the 2 ball where you don't really have to worry about leaving the 1 ball hanging there if you did happen to miss the ball. And I think that's what we're going to see here. And again, Sweet Money doesn't like to take chances at all, so a lot of times you see him playing safe on somewhat makeable shots. Now, that didn't look like a Sweet Money shot, to be honest. That didn't look like something I expect from him most of the time. Looked like he kind of just hit it that real hard. Had a lot of body movement there, and that wasn't something I was really expecting out of him, to be honest. Mike Giurleo making a strong case for his game right here. He's going to just try to roll forward with this 2 ball here. You hit it and you roll forward. Make sure you can see the 3 ball. Just like that. The higher on this would be a little favorable, just so he would be able to manipulate around the 7 ball, but I'm not sure if he's actually able to avoid the 7 now. He may be able to do it, but it's a lot more difficult now because he is that low on the 3. He can pocket the 3, no problem, but I think he may have to run into the 7 ball there, and that changes a lot. So let's see if he can avoid the 7 while shooting this one here. And he is able to do it. Doesn't hit anything on its way over, and he's got a decent shot on the 4. Looking for 1 rail position here, trying to swing yourself around the 8 and the 6 there. Don't want to have anything in your way. Looking for a clear shot at that 5 ball. And just a little overstroke, but that's going to be a great line for him to get on the 6. I don't know if he's got the table speed down where he's just going to spin this and hold it. Yeah, and he's okay with that. Great. Nice job. Nice shot by Mike Giurleo. Folks, make sure you're sharing the stream. I want to make sure everybody can enjoy these matchups. If you are in New England, you probably will know some of these players that you see. Mike Giurleo looking to tie it up with these last 3 balls here. He's really focused, bearing down, saying, I'm not giving up. Sweet Money, I'm coming for you. Mike Giurleo getting right on that 8 ball. Nothing too funny here. Gonna play the cue ball. I would expect him to roll it forward, but depending on his preference, he may actually draw this ball over. And that's what he did. He's got that ball straight in the corner. And he's going to tie it up with this 9 ball. And there it is, 4-4. Mike Giurleo tying it up. We've got a great matchup here, guys. Really, really enjoying this one. These guys have been playing pretty steady. If you are just signing in to the stream, just getting in the chat there, let us know where you are, where you're tuning in from. Let us know if you like the sound of the stream, if the sound is good, if your picture is clear. Hoping the picture is clear for you. And let us know if you're enjoying the show. I want to make sure everybody's having a good time. And again, we are at the 14th annual Larry Liscotti Memorial 9-ball event. And we're at Snookers in Providence, Rhode Island. Mike taking his time, making sure he's got a very, very tight rack there. You see him removing his glasses to really make sure he's seeing what he's seeing there. And I believe he's happy with that. So we're going to have Mike Giurleo coming to break in rack number 9. We got a tie game, folks. Tie game, 4-4. There's a race to 7 in total. So what that means is that this is a race to 3 from here. I have 5 balls tracking and it pockets 4 balls in. Not the greatest shape on the 1 ball. But he does have a clear shot. So Mike's really just going to try to leave that 1 ball up on the top rail, roll the cue ball behind the 6 or the 7 there. And that's what he does. Executed very well. Going to take you up top. See exactly what he's looking at. He's looking at a 2-rail kick. The 1-rail kick doesn't really offer much help here, but we're really trying to 2-rail kick this, send it right underneath the side pocket near the 8. Just like that. Bang. And that is how you get out of a safe, just like that. Vanessa G. or G. Alexandria, Virginia. Enjoying this very much. Camera work is awesome. Commentary is effective. Not a lot of unnecessary chatter. Thanks for posting this. No problem at all. Please like and follow the Snookers Live stream channel on Facebook for all of the updates. We have lots of cool stuff coming for you. And we are definitely going to make sure our viewers are happy. Unfortunately, Mike misses that 2-rail kick, sending it 3 rails directly into the corner pocket. Sweet Money coming back up with ball in hand. Now this one here, he's going to try to send the cue ball directly between the 7 and the 9. Give you a better angle at what we're looking here. So he's going to try to send this cue ball right between the 7 and the 9 and situate himself for the 3 ball up in the corner or the side. Ideally, you'd want to be straight into the corner just because it's a larger pocket in that way. But it's really going to depend on how he gets on that. And he elects to go above the 7 ball. And he's going to play that 3 ball directly in the side pocket. It's a little bit better of a shot than it looks from that angle. And there it is. We've got Jack Snyder in the stream. Great stream and sound in Delray Beach, Florida. Glad you are enjoying it, sir. Please like and follow Snookers Live. We got a lot of great stuff coming for you. And eventually, we're going to be moving to a more robust system with lots more features and options for the viewers that I think you guys will very much appreciate. So, again, I can't reveal a lot of the details about that, only because there are still some particulars being worked out. However, I can promise you, you will be happy. Nice shot from Sweet Money right there. Really not a lot of funny business here. He's just going to drag draw the cue ball after pocketing the 8 in the side. He's going to drag it over just a bit, maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet over. I don't think he's going to stroke this too much. just like that. And he's going to pocket the 9 ball in the bottom left of your screen. And he's looking to make this a 5-4 game. And that's a race to 7. And here we go. And he executes. Sweet Money taking the lead here. I should say retaking the lead here. He did have the lead earlier. However, Mike Giurleo made a nice swing, battling back. We've got a great match here, folks. Sweet Money and Mike Giurleo really putting on a nice show for you. Again, don't forget to support our sponsors there, Classic Signs, ClassicSignsRI.com. They can do anything in the sign realm. Large printing, T-shirts, vehicle wraps, you name it. They can do all of that stuff for you. And they've been in business almost 40 years, and they do great. So, I mean, any business that's been around for that long, you got to know that they perform well and they do great work, and you're going to be a happy customer. And also, being a pool fan, the people behind that company are definitely pool fans. So, definitely go out there and support them. And also MD Promotions, the New England 9-Ball Series. That's Mark Dion's tour there. And they put on fantastic events. I enjoy every event I've attended of theirs. I hope to be able to get to more. Meanwhile, Sweet Money breaking dry. Not sure if he left a clear shot at the 1 ball. It looks like he may have a piece of it, but maybe not enough to pocket it. It's really tough to tell from this perspective. I mean, from here it looks like he has no shot at all. However, switch that around. It looks like he may have an angle just to contact it. But I suspect that Mike Giurleo is going to come with some sort of offensive shot here. He's not really going to try to tap or push out or anything like that. He's coming with an aggressive shot here. Looks to me like he's putting together a jump cue. So looks like he's going to be taking to the air with his next execution. Just chalking his cue. And, you know, it's not bad jumping here because it kind of offers you some decent position on the 2. And he's going to make that 4 ball and leave himself on the 1 ball again. So we can call that an unfortunate bump. However, he did come out okay. Quick update on our neighboring match. Mike Deschênes defeats Lucas Werner 7-1. Tell you what, I caught a couple of shots in that match. Mike did not give Lucas very many opportunities at all. So, nothing to be ashamed of there. All right, so Mike Giurleo playing that somewhat of a two-way shot. Sweet Money looking to execute on the 1 ball. Looks like it may be frozen to the rail. If it is frozen to the rail, just going to play a lot of left-hand spin. You can just hit the rail just before the 1 ball, and it'll go in just like that. That was very, very well executed. And I will say that when the ball is frozen to the rail, it makes shots like that a lot easier. As long as you know how to execute them, it makes the shots a lot easier versus it being off the rail just a hair. And it's just one of those things. If you know how to shoot it, it's pretty easy to make it. I don't want to say it's easy, but it's very makeable, I'll say. It's just a very makeable shot. Sweet Money is trying to decide if he wants to play this 2-ball into the side pocket. A side pocket from that angle is not a very large target. You really got to be spot on with your stroke here. Not a lot of movement. You really got to stay down there and just ride in the hole. And he elects to go in the corner, thins the 3-ball, makes it, and then hooks himself with the 6-ball. That was very unsuspected. I did not know that was coming. Brandon Coley, Bobby Hooker, Hunter Smutney, Lance Lascotti, all jumping in the chat. What's up, guys? Hope you are enjoying the stream. Please make sure you share the stream to your respective pool groups, your personal pages also. Deb Petrucelli in the chat. Lucas is out. No, that was a winner side match, so that was Lucas's first loss. So Lucas is still in the event. Lucas is still in the event. So he is still rolling. All right, so Sweet Money has a slight obstruction here with that 7-ball. I mean, he can make the 3-ball, but I think it's actually blocking a portion of the 3, so he can't just shoot it the way he wants to. So he's going to take to the top rail. He's looking to kick this ball in, and he does. And he gets somewhat good shape on there. He's going to be reaching just a bit. And he is a righty, so he is going to have to make sure he gets comfortable on this shot. If he were a lefty, this would be a little bit more approachable, but his whole body's going to be extended over the table here as a righty. You really got to make sure that you're comfortable. You got to avoid hitting the 6-ball with your arm. Got to make sure you don't stroke into the 7-ball. Any movement on the table while you are stroking is a foul. And he didn't hit that really too bad, but unfortunately the spin he had on the cue ball just kind of turned it right into that bottom rail. Bart Rivezi, will there be a match after this, Mike? Yes, we got another match coming for you. We're just going to keep dishing them out until they say, hey, we got nothing else for you. Got nothing else for you? Bobby Hooker, sharing is caring. Yes, sir. Please share the stream and make sure you like and follow the Snookers Live Facebook page for all of the updates and future stream information. Again, keep in mind, we are going to be moving to a different system soon. So you got to make sure that you guys stay up to date with that info, because we have lots to deliver to you. Lots and lots of good pool. So Mike Giurleo looking to pocket this 6-ball right up in that top corner. And that ball is going to hang. Now, folks, remember, these pockets on this table are tighter than the average table. These are not stock pockets here. They are tightened up. So a lot of these shots that you're seeing these guys miss would most definitely be dropping on the standard equipment. But when we have our streamed matches here, we like to make sure that the equipment is somewhat more difficult. We don't, A lot of the higher level players prefer to play on tighter pocket tables versus the standard tables. I think that as long as it's consistent, the pocket size doesn't really matter to me. Again, that might come in as a preference, though. It's really just someone's preference, but. All right, so I believe he's going to draw this to the side rail right underneath the side pocket and stay above the 8-ball. Medium stroke, and that'll do. I'm going to look to play some inside English, or I would be playing some inside English here, and just kind of turn the ball down the rail. Make sure you get nice on the 9-ball. I believe that's how he's executing here. Just going to push this right through, just like that. I did not see him coming to that side of the 9-ball, I got to be honest. So I'm not sure if that was an error or if that was how he was anticipating playing that shot. But nonetheless, he got the job done, and he is on the hill. 6-4, Sweet Money leads in our race to 7 over Mike Giurleo. Now, Sweet Money really needs to hold on here. As we've seen in this match, Mike Giurleo is very capable of making a comeback and taking this match down. So you got to make sure that you can hold on, and you got to hold your serve. You got to take care of that. Got to hold your serve. Quickly, while he's racking, we're just going to do a quick word from our sponsor, Classic Signs.
50 years of experience, Classic Signs has the knowledge and experience to help customers make an impression. Innovative graphic design, state-of-the-art equipment, and premium materials produce long-lasting results. Call us at Classic Signs today to ensure you stand out in the crowd.
Again, that was Classic Signs. ClassicSignsRI.com. All right, here we go. Sweet Money breaking in rack number 11. And he's on the hill. All right, so Sweet Money breaking dry there, and he leaves a very, very makeable 1-9 combination with the bank here. I see Mike Giurleo executing here. You really can't do anything wrong here. You bank it at the 9-ball, don't play it too fast, and you send the cue ball up table towards the 8 and the 6, hoping for a duck and cover. And he makes it. Nice job. All right, so Mike Giurleo winning that game. Now he is within 1. We got a 6-5 game, race to 7. And I am loving this match right here. This is really good. This is a very close matchup here. Still have a lot of active matches in the room. Lots of players taking care of business. I'm going to give you guys a very quick alternate view of our room here. I can't do this all the time, but check that out right there. Move that graphic for you. That is what we're looking at. We have lots of players in matches. All of these tables are active matches. If you see your friends, shout them out. And we got Mike Giurleo taking a small break. Short break there. So we are going to go one more time to our sponsors. Signs, Classic Signs.
Classic Signs help put your vehicle to work. Custom graphic design and professional installation technicians transform simple transportation into effective mobile advertising. You are losing money every day your name is not on a vehicle. Call us at Classic Signs today.
And also the New England 9-Ball Series. That is their next event right there. Next Saturday, February 16th at Straight Shooters in Fall River, Mass. And the next event we have here at Snookers is this one right here. I don't believe this event is being streamed, but I have yet to hear of that. So I do not know if this event is being streamed. I'm going to give you guys that fantastic view we love so much. Our guy right here, Mike Giurleo, breaking. And here we go. He is trailing by just one single game in our race to 7, but sweet money's on the hill. Now you got to be able to win 2 games in a row right here. No room for error at all. No room at all. And unfortunately, he's going to give up ball in hand here. He's giving him ball in hand. This man is on the hill. Not advisable in this situation. All right, so pending any unforced errors, Sweet Money should be able to take this match down. And he's got a good angle on the 3-ball to go up the table. Doesn't really need to get too fancy with this. And to be honest, I kind of like rolling forward to that rail, rolling forward to the long rail, just so that he's got a very easy angle to get above the 5-ball. And that's exactly what he does. This man knows what he is doing with a pool cue. I am sure of it. Here he goes. I'm going to just roll this ball into that corner and have the cue come above the 5-ball. Don't want to get straight on the 5. You just want to get above it. And he overhit that ball a lot. That was overstruck. You really didn't need to hit that very hard. And to be honest, you might have even wanted to play a hair of inside. The 4 was close enough to the pocket where you didn't really, need to focus so much on just pocketing the ball. So he's in a predicament here. He doesn't want to give up his hill win. He's on the hill right now. He only needs one more game, so he really doesn't want to give up control of the table here. So you really got to focus on what you're about to execute. I expect him to play defense, but just rolling the cue to the top rail near the 7-ball, trying to get above the 6 there. And he plays it the opposite way as I was anticipating. However, he may have just left a clear shot, and he did. Left a clear shot at the 5-ball. Low percentage shot to pocket the ball. However, he did leave a clear shot there. We're going to see what he can pull off here. He was just trying to bank it and replace the two balls, put the cue ball on the top rail and put the 5 ball on the bottom rail. But unfortunately, that's kind of close to the pocket now, and Sweet Money is definitely capable of shooting this ball in. Really not too much to contend with. Mike, did Jeremy Sosi come? No, he wasn't able to make it, actually. And we were on, that was unfortunate. We weren't happy about that. I mean, I know Jeremy's got some things going on, but we were really hoping to see him this time. He is a past champion. He's a past champion of this event. He's won it twice. He is one of only 2 players to have won this event twice. Phil Davis is another one of those players. So Jeremy Sosi and Phil Davis are the only 2 players that have won this event twice. Mike Giurleo really focused here, looking to make this a double hill matchup. You execute this and get below the 6, you are off to the races. And he's got a shot at the 6. I'm going to say Mike Giurleo is okay to get out here. Got to focus on your rail speed here, though. You don't want to just let it fly. You got to cut this ball on the side. And you're going to send your cue ball around the table. He looks like he's playing this inside English, hugging the rails. And that was executed pretty well. I like that shot. And that was his preference, because not all players know that type of shot. I mean, that's an aggressive way to shoot it. However, if you are comfortable shooting that, you know how the table reacts to that, then I would say go ahead and shoot that. Mike's got a pretty good angle on the 8-ball to come off of the rail, come away from the rail. So he's just going to try to slide this cue ball over just a bit. Just like that. And we should be looking at a double hill matchup here. And he executes. We've got what we were looking for. We got the 6-6 going to 7. Sweet Money and Mike Giurleo. Great matchup we are watching here. Who do we have coming up after this match? See your comment in the chat there. I'm not sure who is going to be coming up next, but I will say that is most likely going to be our final match after this. I think that's going to be our last match on the stream. However, we are going to continue coverage tomorrow for the completion of this event. So please make sure you guys are tuning in tomorrow as well. But I believe there's only going to be one more live streamed match tonight. And again, we are going to keep this rolling as often as possible. So make sure you guys are liking and following the Snookers Live Facebook page for all of the updates on the streams that are coming and all of the other events that we've got rolling out for you. We're going to take one more second to check out one of our sponsors, the Classic Signs.
Let Classic Signs help put your vehicle to work. Custom graphic design and professional installation technicians transform simple transportation into effective mobile advertising. You are losing money every day your name is not on a vehicle. Call us at Classic Signs today.
All right, and that was Classic Signs, ClassicSignsRI.com. Just under 40 years in the business, 37 years they have been doing this stuff. They do fantastic work. Check them out. Big supporters of the stream. And also the New England 9-Ball Series. That is their next event right there. That is Mark Dion. That's going to be February 16th at Straight Shooters in Fall River, Mass. Check them out. Great events, a great time. Meanwhile, we've got double hill action on table 1 at Snookers. We've got a room full of players and spectators sweating this match right here. And the heat is on right here. Mike Giurleo looking for the break and run out to close the set out. And is that going to be a dry break? It is. It is going to be a dry break. That 5 and the 8 are tied up. It's really the only thing that we have to contest with here. You know, if you can get a nice angle on the 2 ball in the side pocket to be able to run just lightly into the 8-5, you still have position on that 3 to play the combination, the 3 into the 4, where you don't have to be so particular about the placement there. So I would not advise against bumping into that 8 ball from here, because you really need to do that to be able to finish this rack here. You can't just shoot it and wait till you get to that point. And he elects to avoid hitting that. Apparently Sweet Money's got other plans for that 5 and the 8. I was really expecting him to roll into that and, you know, try to send the cue ball over towards the 3. Just because that 4 ball was sitting in the side, it's very easy to pocket that from anywhere underneath the 3 ball. So a little surprised that he didn't shoot that. I think he may shoot the combination here, just kind of roll it soft, but he might just be going straight to the corner. And he does. I'm very curious how he plans to play this. I guess he could just roll out and play the bank safe. You know, you bank the 5 ball 3 rails around, and you leave the cue ball underneath the 8 ball. Got to make sure you're firm with your execution there. You can't really change anything there. You know, you can't be out of line at all. Ooh, I don't think that's what he was looking to do there. I don't know what he's thinking here. I mean, maybe he's thinking that combination up in the corner. Looks like that's what he's looking at. I mean, I'm not going to go ahead and say that that's wired. I mean, we're playing on a tight table, and I don't like anything about that, to be honest. If you hit it on that line, though, I'll tell you the 5 ball looks like it's going to carry him right into the side pocket right next to that 7 ball. So maybe you got 2 shots at it, but I don't really like that. I kind of like thinning the 5 ball, leaving it under the 8 ball, to be honest, but I'm not sure what he feels comfortable with here. Yeah, that was what I was thinking of, but just not leaving the 5 ball wide open like that. I was expecting him to leave it a little bit closer. He hit that kind of full. I was expecting him to just barely feather that 5 ball, sending the cue ball up the table. But nonetheless, he has left a clear shot for Mike Giurleo. He's looking at this 5 ball here. The 6 ball is a little tough to get back to. So you may see safe play here, but I don't expect that. I really expect to just see some aggressive shooting here. These guys are both on the hill. You really just need to get the job done. And that was a great shot. That is worthy of winning a match based on that shot. That was very nicely executed. And to be honest, if you make this 6 ball, you win the set. That's really what it is. It's all riding on here. It's all riding on this shot right here. And he executes. It's a little off angle on the 7, but he should be able to execute here. I expect a stroke shot here to shoot it up into the corner, and just to avoid the side pocket. You can't really like twist it and roll it because the cue ball is going to be spinning laterally there, and it's going to throw it away from the pocket. You really just want to stroke this in just like that, and he came short. Sweet Money's going to get another opportunity here. Was not expecting that, folks. Wow. I was expecting Mike Giurleo to really take care of business there. He fought back, tying the game up. Guys in the chat, what do you think? Is Sweet Money out from here or what? Is he going to take it home? You see your predictions here. You want to get a better look at what he's looking at there. That's his shot. It is a thin cut, and he's going to have to maintain that speed. Looks like he's going to have to go back and forth. 1, 2, 3, possibly a fourth rail to go back underneath. I don't think he can just roll this in. He won't make the ball if he tries to play just 1, 2 rail position. Going to have to really stroke this in, make this shot. And he does just that. Not perfect on the 8 ball, but definitely something Sweet Money can execute here. Here we go. He's got to basically make the same shot one more time. Back and forth, 3 to 4 rails. And he executes. He's going to get his shape on the 9 ball, and that's going to be it. Sweet Money taking this one right there, 7-6, continuing his rampage on this event.